A sanitation worker's body has been recovered from a canal in Thiruvananthapuram after he went missing 3 days ago. 47-year-old Joy, while cleaning a canal, had 47-year-old Joy was cleaning a canal, and he was recovered after hours of rescue efforts from teams from the Navy, local police, NDRF, and other sanitation workers. And even robots were pressed into action. The canal in which the body was found was a kilometer away from the Sewage Canal, where Joy had last been seen.
2 days after a sanitation worker named Joy, a native of Thiruvananthapuram, had gone missing in a sewage drain after he had gone down to clean the sewage, to clean the waste inside the drain. He went missing after it started raining, and he was trapped inside a water current, and he went missing. And the search operations, intense search operations by the NDRF and the scuba diving team and the corporation had begun. And right after 2 days, when Indian Navy had come down to Thiruvananthapuram from Kochi for scanning, continuing the search operations with the help of the sonar equipment, as his body was found floating right in this bridge, right in this sewage canal, which is 1 kilometer away from this place originally he went missing. You can see how the debris of waste has been accumulated here, waste that has been accumulated over the years and that has not been picked up by the corporation nor the railways, that has not been cleaned up. And his body was stuck amidst this debris of waste, and it was found floating on the top of the water.
Remember, this comes from a state where the left government launched robotic scavenger bandicoot to clean sewages in parts of the state, becoming the first state in the country to use robotic technology to clean its commissioned manholes. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has offered his condolences and shared his grief. The rescue operation was coordinated by bringing together various departments. All government agencies worked together and took all possible, humanly possible measures to ensure the success of the operation. The help of technology, including Gen Robotics, was also used for the rescue operation, is what Pinarayi Vijayan stated on the rescue operation.
I express my heartfelt condolences on the painful death of Mr. Joy. This incident occurred in the railway premises. Despite repeated reminders by the state government and city corporation, railway remained non-responsive. So I would request railway authorities and Honorable Minister for Railways to ensure that railway, being a bulk waste generator, should take proper and scientific methods to ensure waste management.
The leader of the opposition in the Kerala Assembly, V.D. Satishan, stated that Joy was a victim of a failed government system. The helplessness of the poor man who was forced to jump into the polluted water without any safety measures is a result of inefficiency and neglect of the governing system.
But unfortunately, the government is not doing anything. Health department is not doing anything. No preventive actions. Nothing. They are not doing anything. Even in the city, the capital of Cochin, in Kakinad, there was some drinking water problem in the flats, where there are more than 1,000 flats. There are so many issues there, but the government is not addressing anything. No waste removal. That is why that Joy is a victim of the government's inefficiency.
More than 400 people have died while cleaning septic tanks and sewers in the country between 2018 and 2023, according to data in Parliament. According to the data, of the 49 cases of deaths in 2023, the maximum of 10 were reported from Rajasthan, followed by Gujarat, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab, as well as Jharkhand. This is an issue that India cannot afford to ignore. This is hugely painful and extremely shameful, to say the least. I'm being joined at this point by Jisha Surya, who's an independent journalist, Vimal Govind, who is a CEO of Gen Robotics, Bezwada Wilson, who is the national convener for Safai Karmachari Andolan. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us.
Thank you.
Jisha, can I come to you first at this point? Jisha, you are in Kerala, you have covered Kerala extremely closely. This is not an issue isolated to Kerala. This is a very shameful reality of India in 2024. But nonetheless, Mr. Joy's incident, shocking incident has happened in Kerala, Jisha. As things unfolded in front of you, what really struck you the most? How worrying, concerning were the sequence of developments?
It is certainly one of the most unfortunate incidents that happened recently. It was very shocking. And this is the country which has abolished the manual scavenging, but a person like Joy was forced to do one such work, which is in a very inhumane condition. You can see the visuals of Sewage and Canal. So a person who's a daily laborer, he was assigned at the Indian Railways, in fact, assigned a contractor to clean up that portion of American Canal under their land. And this this contractor has assigned 4 employees, and they were asked to do the work without giving any safety equipment. And as far as reports go, we know that Joy was the first person to enter the canal. And there was, this is especially an active monsoon time, and there was a rush of a current, and he was swept away in that current. And the other workers tried to send some ropes to save him, but he was swept away. And this was followed by an intense rescue effort that lasted for over 48 hours, and unfortunately, we lost him. So there are many questions that we have to, we need answers to. First of all, corporation, railways is answerable because they are the ones who have assigned this contract. So why someone should be assigned without given proper safety measures? And corporation is answerable to all the ways that we have seen the visuals of that choked canal, and there are tons of plastic waste. So corporation is answerable for all the waste that is being accumulated in that place. And there are a lot of questions. Even every citizens are answerable if they are not segregating their waste properly. So in this case, Joy's case,
absolutely, Jisha.
The immediate question is why he was not given any safety measures, why he was forced to work in such inhumane conditions. This is not just a question of safety; it's also a question of human dignity.
Absolutely, Jisha. In fact, we very purposefully left away the political spokesperson because there's a lot that's happened in the assembly. You've had a lot of political back and forth within Kerala as well. There's also the centre that needs to respond in this as well. But I think it's very important to understand this issue for every citizen so that they can hold power, hold their politicians, hold their elected representatives to account. I'm also being joined by Vimal Govind at this point. Vimal Govind, it's interesting because I have 2 aspects to ask you. One, there's Bandicoot in Kerala, which is, I believe, you can correct me or not, actively used to clean manholes. Is that correct? And secondly, we also saw in these latest rescue operations, this a robot being used to try and remove the waste as well as try and rescue Joy as well. Practically, how much of this is feasible?
Okay, so in 2017, 2015, a similar kind of issue happened in Kerala where 2 sewage worker and 1 auto rickshaw driver is died inside a proper manhole. In a proper manhole, when I mention, is in the part of underground drainage system. So this is not like underground drainage system or anything. This is a stormwater drain, but a lot of sewage is also going into this particular canal.
But nonetheless, it is a sewage canal because you have all kinds of sewage waste that has been dumped into that, and it's very important to mention that for our viewers as well. Go ahead, Vimal.
Yeah, so actually, as per the construction, this is more like a stormwater drain, but somehow a lot of sewage is also going into the system. But we are focusing more under the Kerala Water Authority, where this incident initially happened, where there is confined spaces and proper underground drainage systems are there. That's the location where we started using Bandicoot robots. Now it's been more than 7 years. Kerala Water Authority is extensively using these products and robots for cleaning underground drainage under their premises. That means proper underground drainage, sewage and all. And this is scaled into various areas in Kerala, including the recent developments like in Cochin and as well as into Guruvayur also. These are the locations where underground drainage sewage systems are commissioned right now. We actually got to know this particular problem after a call from collectorate in the evening. After this particular incident happened, and around 6 7 hours later only we got this particular information regarding a person is missing, and they called us for if our robot can do something in the particular location. So that's how we went into the railway, and we seen it's there is no proper manholes actually in order to enter into this. These are just slabs removed, and it's a very risky operation. But somehow we constructed temporary
Right.
platforms and I'll put the robot on top of it, and that's how we removed certain ways for the fire force to enter in certain regions of the this particular canal. And that was the initial operation, because our planning was that
Right.
once the waste is got removed from the underground
Vimal
drainage,
Govind,
then the person can get
Vimal
into this
Govind,
particular.
how
Yeah.
many how many districts in Kerala or how many states in India are you really functional with your
Okay.
robots or
So,
bandicoots as you call them?
Bandicoot robot is extensively using for underground drainage handling in 22 states and three different locations in Kerala where the sewage systems are commissioned right now.
Okay. All right. If I can go to Bezwada Wilson at this point. Mr. Wilson, um, extremely worrying, extremely shocking, Mr. Wilson. Another death that should not have happened, that could have been avoided, but it seems to be just between um, a political blame game, a center state tussle that seems to be emerging as of now, and poor accountability. Nonetheless, the family will never be able to get back the love that Mr. Joy had for them, a breadwinner for his family.
See, the problem here, what I see is that is blame game is a happening past 15 years. It is not happening today. That has to come to a conclusion and they must take in a responsibility. Till to date, nobody is taking any responsibility. We are still depending on the some private partners to say that the solution you find out for this. This is an apathy, this is an irony of the state and central government both. And the dying and all, it happened then there we are using the any machine. But in that circumstances where we are seeing, with or without the safety gear, can human being can enter? According to the Supreme Court judgment
That's true.
2014,
Absolutely.
and we are unable, we should not ask any human being to enter in such a hazardous position. So we entered. Then what is then exactly the Kerala state government's the statement? It says that it is unfortunate, we feel pity, it is a shame. These are not going to make any solutions. As a government, you have a primary responsibility to protect the life of your own citizen. You are killing them, and it is a political murders. And everybody is keeping quiet. In the month of the May, we have
Very
the 14
strong
deaths
words.
we
Very
witnessed.
strong words. Miss
Yes. And June, even
14
now,
deaths when?
it is at 11
14
deaths
deaths
we
when?
have witnessed. In across the country, 1 month, 11 deaths. Can you say that in any one incident in this country, 25 people died within the 1.5 months? In such a serious problem, there is no discussion in the parliament. There is no any announcement by the prime minister or the chief minister for the solution. You said that this is unfortunate, and we want to be there, mourn with the family. You more, you cry, I cry. Is it? Is that is the solution? We must think and we must come with an action
Bezwada
plan.
Wilson,
We
since
cannot
since
depend.
you are so closely associated with this, much revered with this, and you've used a very important and a very strong word, and that's political murders. Can I ask you, how do you respond to the fact that there are so many stakeholders? There's state government where this has happened. There's a central government under which the railways comes, and they commissioned this entire cleanup act. So when it comes to political accountability, there's a back and forth, obviously, because there is an overlap of jurisdiction. There is a lack of accountability clearly in this case. So how do you then look at this? How do you look at a solution to this?
It is in a political apathy and there is no political will. When it is coming to the sanitation construction of the toilets, the central government has announced the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. When it is coming to the state of the Kerala, they claim that it is in a very progressive, modern, and it is in such a great state in the country. But in that state also, we have a data. It is not the first death happened. So, but what is the solution? Solution is not, we cannot just expect the Gen Robotics to develop in a system for the 140 crore population. It is an irony. And Gen Robotics also should not claim that we are working in 22 states. No, not even a single city. We can say that here no human being is entering. Everywhere they are entering. So we cannot blame any small one organization. It is a primary responsibility of the state and central government to do. It is not the any one company
you're
is
saying when there are,
some.
but do you see robots practically being able to do the very menial job that humans are being made to do? Is that a future that India can be looking at? And do you think that there's a huge scaling up that needs to be done for these efforts?
Yes, certainly there is a need, and there is a central government has to establish at the state governments for the sanitation different research and institutions. You don't have even a single institution. You depend on a small private limited company. Is it not the shame? And you have then a technology to go to the Mars, Moon, and everything you claim. And in your own cities, we are asking our citizens to go and die, and keeping quiet, no discussion, no solution, no compensation.
Right.
Democratic country is claiming.
Okay.
We are
all
saying
right, Jisha Surya, if I can.
Yeah, sorry.
Right. Jisha Surya, you've heard Mr. Wilson speak. Of course, he's raised some very, very important points, Jisha, but, there's one death in Kerala has shaken the conscience of many. Many have asked how a state like Kerala can afford something like this. How could this happen in the state like Kerala? There may be other states as well. In fact, there are other states where such deaths as well happen. But my question, Jisha, is amid all the politics and amid all the furor that may happen around this, and it has happened in the past as well, is there a lack of a political will across political parties to see a definite solution and an end to this, even in a state like Kerala?
Definitely, Sneha, because Kerala, much before this 2013 Act of Prohibition of Manual Scavengers, has taken a decision not to end this, and that then in Malayalam it's known as Thottirpani, they have ended that. But only sometimes the fact is, like Wilson said, it is just a change of name. Ultimately, these workers were asked to enter the manhole, even if they have, and not just Bandicoot, I'm speaking not just about Bandicoot, even if they have jetting machines and other equipment, they will sometimes ask these the workers to manually enter this manhole and clear the debris. So it is just in most cases, it's just and at the outside there may be this progressive measures they would be announcing, but at the end of the day, these workers will be forced to work in such conditions. They are daily laborers. They don't have the option to demand safety gears. They don't have the option to deny that I won't enter this delta sewage. They are ultimately asked to do,
Absolutely.
and they will do. But in Kerala, this is really an irony, because yes, just like when Wilson mentioned, this is not just a responsibility of one private company. But since Kerala has this group of college engineering students, we know Vimal headed the team. they launched this bandicoot with a social cause. We know that. So when Water Authority assigned them with this task, we expected that at least Kerala Water Authority or the local bodies in Kerala would purchase this bandicoot in mass scale. But as far as my understanding, it is only used by Kerala Water Authority in Trivandrum and Guruvayur. Other local bodies are not using it. They have other machines, maybe like cleaning equipment, others. But at least in Kerala, they haven't even purchased in a way we expected it to be purchased. So, like Wilson said, there must be more research, more equipment, more machines. But even the state government hasn't shown that willpower to mechanize the system. Manhole, like Vimal, I know their mission was to turn manhole into robo holes. Yes, when there are technology and facilities available, modern technology available, there should be proper measures to address this. But we are lacking that political will.
Okay. Okay, Vimal, a minute to you, Vimal. Do you want to be able to tell us, despite all the great press that you have got, despite all the great talk around your product in the market, how much of assistance have you been able to practically get to be able to turn it around into a larger scale? And I'm asking you, I know you don't want to enter into politics. You are not in a position to be blaming governments. That's not what I'm asking you. How much of this has been able to be scaled up to what your vision was?
Okay, so actually we started this particular thing after that incident happened in Calicut. And actually, when we look at these two scenarios, now which is happened under the municipal corporation and what we have done is more in the Kerala Water Authority, the sewage division. And in fact, after our deployment in 2018, Kerala Water Authority is scaling this project into entire Kerala. Even last commissioned the sewerage, they have been using our solution. And in that particular zone, we are not entertaining any people to enter into manhole. And that is completely changed for the first time. And we are not just having bandicoot robots
What do you mean by
alone.
zone?
Sorry?
What do you
I
mean by
meant
zone? In
entire
that zone, we are
Kerala,
not
where the
allowing
sewage
others to enter. What do you mean
department
by
is
zone?
The Kerala Water Authority sewage department have certain location where the sewage is flowing underground. Those areas been completely cleaned by manholes without any man entering. And just like that, we have scaled 22 states, different municipal corporation, wherever we are deployed, our products have been used, and not need any person for entering in the cleaning of manholes. That's a separate thing. And what here happened is like it's an open canal,
Right.
and nobody is expecting nobody is expecting the
such an
person
important
will
point,
go
and I really
blind
hope
into
that there
the.
would be states that would be listening to this extremely carefully. There would be decision makers that would be listening to you very carefully, because it clearly seems to be a practical solution right in front of us, and not one human life should be lost in today's India when you have alternates available. Mr. Wilson, if I can come to you, my last question to you, Mr. Wilson, a minute and a half to you, sir. To the governments, to the decision makers, if you have to give them practical 3 points to take away from this discussion, what would they be?
See, number one, they have to identify in the open drains and the sewage, how many people these gel boards or the sewage boards are employed. They are not giving that data. Once first, then you have to train them to operate the machines and keep the machines available in each municipality sufficiently, which they can really use. And state and central government must come with an action plan stating very clearly, by this day we are going to stop killing this kind of human beings in the sewage. Simple, very clear. And there is a scheme they announced in the budget, Namaste. So implement the scheme. It is not just on the papers to talk in the parliament.
Absolutely.
It has to save the life of the people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And such an important point. We are just at the threshold of yet another budget. And the reality is an election is just over. The parliamentary elections is just over. And this was nowhere an issue. And unfortunately, I also hang my head in shame, because neither did I discuss this in my shows as well. Jisha Surya, Vimal Govind, as well as Bezwada Wilson, thank you very much for joining us and adding much to this discourse.
Thank you.
That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Thank you very much for joining us.